Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Adriana and this is a space where I love to share recipes with you that I love, especially plant-based Mexican food. And today is no exception. I want to share with you a recipe that is very traditional to almost every household in Mexico, that of fideo seco, or our own version of a very fine spaghetti. 3 vine-ripe tomatoes, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 7 ounces of fideos, 1/4 of a white onion, 1.5 cups of water, and 1 garlic. You're probably already familiar with the recipe of Mexican rice, and if you're not, I'll make sure to link my own recipe to this video. But you might not be familiar with fideo seco, which is actually another one of those recipes that is found all throughout Mexico and in almost every single household. Obviously, the recipe varies from region to region a little bit, but today I want to share with you the recipe of fideo secos, which is basically a tiny vermicelli type of spaghetti that has been cut up into tiny pieces. And sometimes this recipe is served as a side dish instead of Mexican rice. Now that the tomato sauce is ready, we can get started on the fideos. This recipe is super simple, but you do have to pay attention to a couple little details in order for it to come out right. At this point, we're just going to mix all of the ingredients to make sure that the fideos have all of the olive oil in every single one of the pieces. You want to keep stirring everything around. The point of this is to get every single strand of fideo a little bit golden, but you don't want to stop so that everything is actually toasted evenly. You want to continue to move everything constantly so that nothing is overcooked or undercooked. There's such a beautiful scent when you toast the fideos. It's so nostalgic for me. You can see that the fideo went from a pretty bright color to then looking a little bit more white, and now we're seeing a change into sort of a gold color. We know that we're almost at the end. Everything looks pretty golden, so we're ready to add the sauce. Just to be safe, I'm turning off the heat, grabbing my sauce, and closing the lid immediately. Now I want to stir to make sure that all of the sauce gets incorporated. I'm going to turn the heat back on to a medium heat and add our water. At this point, I always like to check for the salt levels. I'm going to allow the water and all of the liquids to come back into a slow boil, and as soon as that happens, we'll cover it back up and turn the heat down. I'm starting to see the slow boil coming, so I'm turning my heat down all the way and covering this for approximately 12 minutes. 17 minutes have passed, and now we're ready to plate it. So there you have it, another very traditional recipe from Mexico. I hope that you get to try out this recipe, maybe swapping it out for your Mexican rice on your next dish. And if you try it out, don't forget to comment down below and tell me about it. Also, make sure to subscribe and click the notification button so that way you don't miss future recipes. Buen provecho.